coward. The king was brave. The people got behind the king and was brave. That's what Jesus talked about. A shepherd. You got a cowardly shepherd, you got a cowardly church. You got a shepherd that got courage and brave, you're going to have a brave church. Now you're going to inspire others around to get out of their foxhole and war. Because he's out warring. He's not talking. He's leading. Not talking to them. Now look at this coward. He's hiding. And when Saul, back to verse 11, this is 1 Samuel. We're going to go slow through this. We're going to do no speedy Gonzales. We're going to trot through this one. 1 Samuel 17:11. And when Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistines, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. And David was of the son of the Ephrathite. That's it. David just a shepherd boy, a lowly shepherd boy. The God had already anointed him through Samuel, the prophet, and told him he's going to be king. He's sick of Saul's cowardly, rebellious self. And he's found him a king, even though David was adored. And Samuel said, this little bloody guy, he said, I'm a good kid. David had heart. God said, I don't care. He has a heart after me. He's a man after my own heart. This is why I'm going to replace Saul. God always raises up a David, an outsider, to get the job done. There's the so-called insiders. Lay down their shield and weapons on the battlefield and hide behind a rock like this cowardly king. Now David was of the son of the Ephrathite of Bethlehem, the Judah, whose name was Jess, that's his dad. And he had 8 sons, and the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to battle. So you got David's older 3 brothers following this cowardly king Saul. And the names of the 3 sons that went to battle were Eliab, the firstborn, and next to him Abadab, and the third Shammah. And David was the youngest. David was a baby. He was the baby brother. So get that. I'm giving you a whole picture here, okay? His 3 brothers are behind this cowardly king. Saul hiding behind a rock, eating a pomegranate. And David was the youngest. And the 3 eldest followed Saul. And David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. And the Philistines drew near morning and evening, and presented himself 40 days. 40 days, these cowards, the cowardly king Saul, represents the cowardly church world, and his congregants, hid as this giant 40 days. 40 is always a significant number in the Bible. Taunted David. Jesus was tempted 40 days, 40 nights in the wilderness by Satan. And this giant embodies Satan. And he's taunting God's people. He's taunting the church. This is the Old Testament church here in Israel. They were supposed to be the oracles of God. You know, surrounded by the pagan heathen nations. They were supposed to get the message of God and be the hope for those other nations to convert to Judaism in that day, which was God's religion, the Torah, the law. They were under the Old Testament. But they can convert, and they will be saved too. But they sold out like the church boys sold out. They joined the synagogue of Satan, so the death congregation. They joined Baal, pagans. And the Philistines drew near morning and evening. This went on for 40 days, just like Jesus was in the wilderness. 40 days being tempted by Satan, being tortured by him. He was tortured every day. People think he was just one day. No, 40 days. Christ was tortured by Satan, the accuser of the birth. Torture. It just culminated at the end. He saved the best for last with the temptation. And Jesse said unto David, his son, now this is Jesse, this is David's father, take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn. Ephah is about, I recall, 17 pounds of food would be equivalent to. And these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brother, and carry these 10 cheeses unto the captain of the 1,000, and look how thy brethren fare. Go spy on your brother and see how they doing. Following the cowardly Saul. They hide with him. And take their pledge. Now Saul, he's saying, tell them to remember their oath to the king. It's supposed to be warm, not hot. They are supposed to be warm. Now this is David. David just, all David is a food bearer. He's like the catering truck coming. With food, that was his job. And like I said, we all have a role to fulfill. And this is the example of David right here. He's just a lad. He's a teenager, late teen at best. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep. Now he's a shepherd. Notice the thread of shepherds run throughout the Bible, from Abraham to Hyksos kings. They're called shepherd kings. Abraham was a shepherd king. All of them. Isaac, Jacob, Moses. You can follow the way. Moses was a shepherd 40 years. Out there tending the sheep. All the shepherds. And shepherds are supposed to have a staff. You see that staff back here? And they use that staff to defend the sheep against the wolves. That's what a shepherd's role is supposed to do. Jesus was a shepherd. He's the chief shepherd. We're under shepherds. All those that are called to the ministry, apostles, evangelists, pastors, teachers, prophets, we're all under shepherds. Evangelists, we're under shepherds. You either under shepherd or you're a sheep. There ain't no middle ground in your church. There's no such thing as an independent sheep teaching himself and doing his own thing. That's just a relic. Either you called to be out on point and be an under shepherd for Christ, preaching God's word, a preacher of the word, claiming God's word in some type of role in ministry, like I said, either prophecy or evangelism, power, pastor and teacher, teaching pastor. Office is hyphenated in the Bible. Apostle is a sent one. Usually a sent one to an age, to straighten the age out. Like the Apostle Paul, straighten a church age out. Usually an apostle, that's a high office. Got people running around calling themselves apostles. No, you're not. You're fake, you're phony. You're not apostle. You're not a Martin Luther going up against the traditions of men, changing the traditions of men and they void the word of God. That's the prophet of sin. God hasn't sent one for every age. The Tyndales, the Knoxes, the Martin Luther, those were apostles. Calvins, Rutherfords, Spurgeon. Taking on the Antichrist and the spirit of the Antichrist. Taking on the spirit of the Antichrist. And Apostle Paul was second only to Christ. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. Christ trained him 3.5 years in Mount Sinai. Better listen to him. You get confused. Trained by Christ himself at Mount Sinai. 3.5 years. Christ is number one. The Gospels. Paul number two. Second only to Christ. Apostle to the Gentiles, which is us, means other than you. You better listen to him. He taught us how to war, and he said war. He said take on the whole armor of God and get on the battlefield. You better listen to Apostle Paul, who was a warrior. That old tiger was a warrior. He went up against Rome. In his day, he had lost his head behind Nero, 64 AD. But he went out a soldier. Talking about heart. David had heart, so did Paul. Paul had a lot of heart. Paul was the David of the New Testament. Those cowardly disciples ran and abandoned Christ. Only John stood by his cross. John had heart. When Judas sold him out and betrayed him, that's what we got here. A bunch of cowardly Jews behind these pulpits. Judas Benedictines. Back to David. And David has a lowly role right here. He's just bringing food to the troops. Like I said, get in where you fit in this war. Cook is just as important as the guy on the front line. Battle. You get in this battle somewhere. Don't excuse yourself. You might be, well, I can't do much. I mean, yeah, you can. You can do, if you can lift your hands or do something, you can be a phone warrior. If you can get on the computer and war that way. Be a prayer warrior if you can't do nothing. But like I said, if you can do something, do something. We're in a war right now for the heart and soul of this nation. We get to that. That's what this message is for. Well, this is a Sergeant Saul message. And the Philistine drew near morning and evening. This went on for 40 days. He presented himself 40 days. 1 Samuel 17:16. Jesse said unto David, his son, take now unto thy brother an ephah of parched corn and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brother, and carry these 10 loaves unto the captain of their 1,000. And look now on our brother's fare, spy on your brothers, see how they doing, and take their pledge, remind them of their oath. Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah, fighting with the Philistines. It wasn't much of a fight. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with a keeper, and took and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench, the battle trench, in the foxhole. They're in the foxhole. Remember, I started this message saying, get out of your foxhole and act like the whole world depends on you. That's a man of courage, a man of faith. They're hiding in the foxhole, the drink. As the host was going forth to fight, and shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array. Army against army. Everybody looking at each other. And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brother. David's soldier. See that? I want you to see the attitude of David. Pay close attention to the attitude of David. He's a little soldier. He got discipline, saluting his brothers. He's proud of his brother. But watch this. And David left his carriage, ran up and saluted his brother. Verse 23. 1 Samuel 17:23. And as we talked with them, behold, there came up the champion. Now, David hadn't heard this yet. They've been hearing this for 40 days. Pay close attention. They've been bombarded with this giant bellowing curses and profanity and insults of their cowardice for 40 days. The Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words, and David heard them. This is David's first time hearing this. He heard it just one time. They've been hearing it for 40 days, hiding in their foxholes. Representing the cowardly church. As the enemies of God, the old cult, march over just like a doormat. Doormat to the pedal pulpit in Rome and the synagogue of Satan, no cult church that he's in charge. And they'll join him. They're so much of a coward. Them and the synagogue of Satan have 30 days of 30. Hide. Rather sell out than fight the enemy. David heard it one time. Just one. That's all he heard. He heard it one time. And David heard him. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him. They saw this giant, they hightailed him. This has been going on before that. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, I'll read it again, fled from him, cowards, and was sore afraid. Listen to this, and were sore afraid. S-O-R-E, sore afraid. They were like deer. You know how deer shakes when it's getting ready to have a drink of water? A rabbit. You ever been around rabbits and deer? See how they shake and tremble? This is what this is. Oh my goodness. This message here. That's the church world. Shaking and trembling in the boots. The pedal pulpit wrong. Licking his boots. Matter of fact. I'm sold out to it. And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is come up? They're boasting, instead of boasting on God, they're boasting about the enemy. And the men of Israel said, have you seen this man that is come up surely to defy Israel? Is he come up? And it shall be that the men, listen to this, delegate. That's what I want you to pick up. Surely defy Israel. as he is come up, and it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich with him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. So you won't be a slave to the king, you'll be free of taxes of the king, you'll get his daughter, and he'll make you rich to go out and fight this Philistine. Instead of him fighting. I want you to pay close attention to this coward Saul. This is amazing. Now watch this. This man get out of his, he's the king. He's supposed to be fighting. He's supposed to be warned. He's supposed to be battling. Saul is supposed to be doing this. But no, he's delegated. He's passing the buck. And that's the church world. They don't want to fight the devil. They want somebody else to go through the battle. We got it like a David here in the former President Trump. A lot of the church world, like turned cheerleaders, got palms, and cheerleading him as he go to war against the forces of darkness, which they're supposed to be doing in church. And they're cheerleading him. And hired him out to do battle, to do the job they were supposed to be doing, resisting and pushing back this Antichrist. Just want you to pick this up. Something that breathed that my eyes here. And the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were so afraid. And the men of Israel said, have you seen this man? That is called, I just read that. The king said, if anybody kill him, he's going to reward him. We read that. And David spake to the men. Now here's David standing up. This is the heart of, that's why it's called the heart of David. David had a heart. David had a heart. And David spake to the men. Pay close attention. That stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine? It's the heart of David. He said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? To insult God's people. Who is he? This is the heart of David. David heard it one time, just once. He heard this man's insult and he took it personal. He said, who is this man? Who is this man to blaspheme my God? Who is this man? One time. It's all it took for David to give him water. What shall be done to this man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? He's concerned about God's church, which was Israel. And he's concerned about that more than his own safety, more than his own reputation. David said, I did it. this pagan heathen to insult my people, my church. That was the church of this day. This is David. I want you to pay close attention. You're a real warrior, a real man of God. Somebody got some dust got in my eye. You gotta excuse me for a second. You know, dealing with it. For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that we should defy the armies of the living God? So who is he to defy the armies of the living God? This uncircumcised Philistine. And when the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. Find somebody to fight this man. If you're that pissed off, go out there, you fight. This is what they're saying. I got some dust in my hair. You got to excuse me. I'm trying to read this picture of dust. Just keep it real. I don't know where this is dust from hell. This got in my eye. So I'm trying to read this. I'm hoping the tears will wash the dust out. And we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to take a break and run and get some. And the people answered her and said, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his older brother, heard when he spake unto the men. Said Eliab's anger was kindled against David. Now this is his brother. He's a coward too, hiding behind Saul, that's hiding behind the rock in their foxholes. And he gets mad because David is insulted, that this man is insulting his people and his God. Insulting his God and his people. David takes it personal. David's pissed. And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. That's like the cowardly church brother is mad because you stand up and resist the Antichrist or the symbol of Antichrist this day. That they all licking and kissing the boots of him and pedal on the room. It's just a junior Antichrist. They angry. That you get upset and angry. That this man is insulting the church of God daily and humiliating the church of God daily. Sitting up on his throne over him. They find it offensive, but they done sold out to him. Sellout always gonna get angry and upset when a true man of God or woman of God stand up and do what they're supposed to be doing in the first place, because it shames them for their cowardice. That's why. Eli's anger was kindled against David, and he said, why camest thou hither? What did you come here for? And with whom have you left? Let me see. Why you come here? I'm trying to translate this one. But this fancy King James. He said, what did you come here for? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep? He worried about sheep in the wilderness. He said, he's going to be out tending sheep in the wilderness. What'd you come here for? What are you on this battlefield for? You just a kid. See, they're glorifying the giant as a champion. But David has a champion's heart. Not about the dog and the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the heart of the dog and the size of the fight. The size of the heart of the dog you fight. Not about the size of the dog, right? About the size of the heart of the dog you fight. David had a heart. It's the title of his message. And he said, why camest thou down? Who did you come here for? See, a coward always gonna get pissed off when the soldier, real soldier of God, stands up to go to war. They want to blockade him they want to fight him instead of fighting John. Why camest thou hither? And with whom thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride. See how they turned it around? Now David's prideful because he wants to stand up for God. God's people. He's not looking at this giant size. He's looking at God. God's the giant he serves. He's looking at giant God. Honor being defamed by this perverted giant of the Philistines. Philistines were the more enemies of God's people. They're the modern Palestinians today. He said, why camest thou down hither? And with whom hast thou left these few sheep, worried about sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart. For thou art come down, that thou mightest see the battle. Yeah, I just came down to watch you guys hide in your foxholes and see what cowards you really are. And the mock. That's what I came for. David should have told me. And David said, what have I done? He said, what have I now done? Is there not a cause? See, you should be focusing on this giant, not me. He said, what have I done? Why are you fighting me? What are you coming up against me for? See, the cowardly church world that they represent rather fight you